Rollo, you got us?
Let's do it.
Oh, he's the host.
How are we, gents?
Better than some, probably.
Oh, just a couple of injured boys in here. No footy this weekend for either of you.
The mood is pretty good, though.
The
considering.
mood is up.
It's all right.
Yeah, we've had worse moods when
We
you've
have
both
had.
been out there.
Correct.
So we'll start with this or that, as we traditionally do.
Yep.
This or that.
This or that will do Tezuka. Tezuka. Tezuka.
Yeah.
Tezuka.
Is it a Mexican mobile company which is experimenting with 6G? Or a best-selling, I'm going to say this is meant to be, a best-selling Japanese author known as the father of manga?
Of what?
Manga?
Manga. It's like
Anime. What's
anime,
manga?
like comic books.
Right.
Japanese comics.
Okay.
You go, Ben.
I'm just not going to overthink it. I'm going to say the author.
I did 9 years of Japanese at school, and that looks like a Japanese word to me, so I'm going to go the Japanese guy.
You're both right.
Bang!
Yeah.
We're away. Mood's up.
I would love to know the stats, like how often we've got it both right.
Yeah,
And
a few.
very few. Very few, I would have thought.
I like the little flourishes of detail, like the Mexican telecom company where experimenting in
Exploring
6G.
6G.
That's just creative from the
From us.
from the council, the Carlton Council. As we said, a couple of injuries in here. We'll be fully transparent. I think we should say that we are recording on the Thursday, and it is just before Essendon play. So
Correct.
we haven't seen the result of that game. So either great win or
A bad loss.
bad loss.
There's no in between.
But
Could we draw?
could be a draw.
True, yeah.
But this week, Harry, you underwent your knee surgery, which
Yeah.
we were hoping wasn't going to be required.
Yeah. As we said last time, whenever we recorded, we're hoping that we didn't have to go down that route and we could kind of get going without it. But unfortunately, didn't really progress much, and it was still pretty sore. So it all happened pretty quick. But met with the surgeon on, I think it was a Monday, again for a second time, and then it was in on the Tuesday. So all quick turnaround. But at least now it's all done, and you can get into your rehab and hopefully smooth sailing from here. So all went well. Pretty quick operation in and out. So limping around a little bit now, but all pretty good.
You're moving pretty well. You're not
Yeah.
on crutches or anything.
Nah, I think you're meant to be for a day or two, but
Oh,
I'm
It's not your
keen.
first rodeo.
Nah.
Yeah. So a surgery for an AFL player, I don't know how it compares to just someone in the public, but do you get fast tracked onto the list of the?
Yeah, we get looked after for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what yours was like, but when I had my ankle scope in the pre-season, it was literally within sort of 24 hours of seeing the specialist. I dare say you were sort of similar. It does happen pretty quickly. I think they're aware. Our club doctor would be aware of getting in contact with the surgeon, but from when he sort of makes that call to seeing him to the surgery, it can happen pretty quickly, which we're very lucky for and grateful for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if fast track's the right word, but definitely things move smoothly when you need to get it done. So, we're pretty lucky in that regard.
And we were saying off air that if you were to have an ACL, for instance, there is a guy that you think most people in the AFL would see. So there are surgeons that I'm sure clubs kind of prioritise for certain injuries.
Yeah, because I think like most people, people have different specialties and different. If you did your shoulder, it'd be a different surgeon to if it, hurt your knee or whatever. So I think nowadays it's quite. Yeah, most people would see the same kind of people in the field, like the best. But every club's a little bit different, and probably depending on the circumstance as well. You might see someone slightly different, but usually it's pretty straightforward.
Also, club doctors can also be or work with certain surgeons. So our club doctor Pat, he does some like second in charge, extra hand stuff in operation, in surgery for a doctor. So and that was the guy who did my ankle. So they do chat, amongst themselves and are exposed to these guys a lot. So I know our doctor is anyway. So they, it's not sort of terribly hard to get in contact with them when they need to. So we are quite lucky.
It'd be funny if you were on just like the waiting list for this like gun ACL surgeon, and then it's just like, oh my God, Jack Silvani's now. He's taken my Thursday spot.
Well, I think in my surgery, Harry's doctor, one of the Carlton doctors, was in the surgery with me. He was one of the extra hands. So
Yeah,
it's quite amazing how that works. Yeah.
that is cool.
Yeah.
But so all fine. So we were
Yeah.
saying it's your third knee surgery, your first on this left knee.
Yeah.
And
So
I mean, the process, because like as I've said on this pod before, I had shoulder surgery, and the whole process was kind of new to me, and I think I was like slow to do things when I got back home. But you seem like you're just kind of
How was your sleep? Did you enjoy your sleep when you
yeah
were out?
yeah, and that's definitely a good sleep. That
first sleep.
yeah, the sensation when you can when you slowly
When you
drifting
go
off to
under,
sleep.
you know when you go
Oh,
under?
the going under sleep.
Yeah,
I
did
thought
you
you
have
meant
that?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's Christmas. It's amazing.
Yeah. Do you ever like how far into the 10 countdown do you get to? Do you try and, like
Yeah,
test yourself?
I'm competitive. I'll try.
I got 4 this time. Yeah.
They're like, and you'll be slowly dozing off. Like, no, I'm not. I'm still.
Oh, it's not working. It's
Yeah.
not working.
Oh, bang.
But that's good.
Such a
So
Yeah, it's all tracking well.
we're
What about
moving
you,
around.
Bean?
Dino.
Yeah, going all right. I had my first run back on Monday, so that was good. Had the second one on Wednesday, so did a little bit more than the first day. So going okay. It's feeling better sort of than it was this time last day, which was good. Hopefully a bit of a timeline sort of being mapped out. It was still probably 3 or 4 weeks away, but we've got a bye after tonight's game. So, yeah, hopefully the first 3 or 4 games post-bye will be up and running. That was sort of a bit of a conservative thing as well. So, yeah going okay. It's still, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but certainly good enough to start to progress and, as I said, outline a bit of a timeline. So, I think as an athlete, when you can see a bit of a finish line caught, you sort of feel a bit better about it all, and you can sort of start to lock into what you need to do because you can sort of see the return game sort of mapped out. So
Yeah. You feel like you've broken the back of it a bit now.
a little bit, yeah. You've gone through the first couple of weeks where it's just about recovering and sort of putting your feet up, and you feel pretty well, you get bored and you feel like you can't really do much, and then all of a sudden you can run 3 times a week and your gym gets increased and you can sort of feel like you can, just live somewhat of a normal life again, which has been good. So,
And when you say you're back running, so with a foot, are you running differently, do you find, or is it just like
yeah, well, I mean, it's funny because
slower or
yeah, definitely for the first couple. I mean, they're very good at explaining that the power of like your brain will basically protect it for 3 or 4 weeks in the period gone by because you need it offloaded, and it's amazing how smart your brain is, and therefore it sort of changes your running mechanics slightly. So it's
like tilting on
a
one
little
side
bit, or just
yeah.
like hampering a little bit on it or whatever. So it's amazing how, after 1 or 2 runs, you can sort of get back to your normal gait. Even, Harry was joking about walking sort of pretty normally straight afterwards, but you sort of want to get going again and not lose those mechanics because they can be a bit of a pain in the ass to sort of get back. So it's amazing how you're smart your brain is when you're trying to offload it versus when you're back running, you sort of got to undo those habits that they've sort of created for yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, going okay all in all, mate. Yeah.
Both kind of positive, I guess, as positive as we can be.
Two ways you can look at it.
Yeah. Well, we're also saying just the shortage of like key defenders in the AFL at the moment. They're going down.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's a couple a week at the moment.
Yeah, Sam Taylor and Jack Payne.
Jack Payne, how sad's that?
Yeah, it's shocking.
He's had a very injury-prone career.
Yeah, but it does also display how amazing effort is to play almost a full season these days.
Yeah,
like it's incredible. So, I suppose as I said, your best ability is your availability. So for the guys that can
It's really
be out there,
under that quote.
Jeez, you want to get that tattooed?
I'll get it right if I do though.
Well,
I haven't got a tattoo actually, so maybe I should.
Oh, you're still clean skin, yeah.
Yeah. You know what they say? You don't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So.
Moving on.
Well, speaking of durability, this Friday, so I assume the podcast will be going out before Patrick Dangerfield plays his 350th game. But you guys would have played a few games against Danger over your career. I'm sure it's not quite the Buddy Franklin levels of aura, but gee, it must be pretty close. He's such a superstar.
Yeah, he is.
100%. Yeah, he's done 350 games. And he still moves the way he does.
Oh.
Like, it's unbelievable.
The speed.
And yeah, the career he's been able to put together. I think he always, and then obviously players can have amazing careers, but then for him to be able to like still produce the level that he does at whatever age he is now and 350 games in, it's pretty remarkable. So I think we've said it a lot of times, but consistency and longevity, like doesn't get appreciated enough, and players like Danger, Pendles,
Yeah.
these type of guys that can play for 20 years at that level is just you have to tip your hat and has to count for something in terms of some of the best to play when you can string it together for so long.
Yeah.
So he's been a terrific player in our game.
His speed and power is still probably the best in the league, really. I think. Like
It's crazy, isn't
It is
it?
crazy.
His ability to jump and
move, and his crash and bash, but like he's so agile and powerful. It's really something to behold. So it's always a difficult matchup, but yeah, you got to Harry's point. You got to tip your hat when those guys play, because we probably don't recognise it enough. 20 years in the league is incredible at such a high level.
yeah, it's crazy. Pendles has kind of ruined it for everyone, I think, because he's made 400 a bit normal. And
Yeah.
like 350 used to be insane, and now it still is, obviously. But yeah, Dangerfield, unbelievable,
Yeah, it's
unbelievable effort.
Yeah,
And then Geelong against the Brisbane Lions down there at the Cattery. Have you seen the whiteout concept that they're going with? It's college football inspired over in the US.
No.
So
It's
they're
a great
going to
idea.
put a white T-shirt. I assume it's going to say Danger 350 or something on it on every seat.
Nice.
And the idea is that the whole crowd will be a sea of
That's
white.
cool. I like that.
Intimidating. Do you because they have the privilege of having their own stadium, which the non-Victorian clubs have. So do you think that would have? I don't know. They're saying it's going to create an intimidating atmosphere. Do you think it would have any impact on the Brisbane Lions?
Going down to Geelong is hard enough as it is.
Yeah. Have you ever been, Harry?
Geelong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Serious?
Have you? No. As in, have you played at GMHB?
Yeah, I played heaps.
Have you?
Yeah,
Carlton.
we used to play there in my first few years. We used to play them every year there.
Oh, jeez, I'm mistaken then. You've played 3 times there. Okay, well that's it's not
What, 3 is
Some
more?
regular-
You asked
more
if I'd
than-
ever been to Geelong.
more than 0. Well, Pendles hasn't, for instance.
that is crazy? Yeah.
Yeah.
20 years it hasn't been in Geelong.
Wow.
Now we're down the highway.
Yeah. Okay. 3. So yes, is that first of all? Is that just about the hardest trip in footy?
Yeah, I'd have to be up there, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. They're very hard to beat there.
Saying
Well, as a veteran of Geelong,
he's clocked it.
he's completed it. Have you won down there?
Yeah, we actually did win.
Did you
once
really?
In,
Wow.
Did you?
2020. It's before the hub.
Right.
Yeah.
Just how crazy is this? In the preseason, we played a game down in Geelong, and we won that game. And that was the first time I've ever beaten Geelong at any level in my football career. And it didn't even really count.
There you go.
That is good.
That is good. Yeah.
But yeah, the whiteout. Do you like? I mean,
I like it.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
When your club is doing something a bit different like that, I think it's always a good thing.
Yep, totally agree.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's one of the
Cool.
things where we should be celebrated in copying American sports or European sports. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Obviously, speaking of Geelong, very tough loss last week for the Bombers. I suppose we don't have to touch on it too much. It's just been such an injury-riddled season that.
Yeah. Well, I think I could be wrong, but it's something around where 2 debutants off being the highest amount of debutants in a year or something.
Whatever.
Yeah, ever, I think. I
Yeah,
think 13 or 14 is the record, and we're on at 11. So,
it's getting crazy.
yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
reaching like Giants, Gold Coast levels.
I think there was a stat throughout the week excluding those teams.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Your normal teams that have been around for 100 years, whatever. We're second most in history behind Fitzroy or something. So
yeah.
yeah.
So it makes it really hard to compete against the very best clubs like Geelong.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I suppose there is that point, but also we've had moments where no matter what age or games you played, missing simple targets in the basics of the game, you don't want to put it down to just the kids because it's not just them. It's the whole group that have we've all had mistakes throughout the year that have cost us. So yeah, it'd be unfair to pin them just on them being young. Like everyone needs to lift, and myself included, and everyone. So, but the good thing about footy, you get an opportunity to rectify that. So the boys will hopefully go better tonight. And again, speaking of travelling, it doesn't get much harder than going to Perth. So on a 5-day break, they had the Origin there last night. So it'd be interesting to see how the ground holds up. But
Do we watch Origin?
Actually, watched the last
I did watch it. Yeah,
15 minutes. Yeah.
Good game. It was,
Yeah.
It was
yeah, it
more
was a great
entertaining
game.
than game 1, I thought. But yeah, so that ground, a wet night, ripped up. Have you played on a ground where it's been torn up by a game the night before? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year is always hard, isn't it? When it's raining and cold, and
Yeah.
they're not getting the natural sunlight. But I mean, the groundsmen do a great job, no matter where it is. I think we can probably read a bit too much into it, but
It's probably more like the the lines will be on the ground from last night,
Yeah,
the
correct,
sponsors,
yeah.
and just trying to it might look a bit messy, but yeah, once they're out there, the ground's the ground.
Has that ever actually confused you? I have thought about this before. I'm like, is that the centre square? Or is that like the touch?
Yeah.
touch
Start playing rugby out there.
And then we had Cosmo who had this question for you, Harry.
G'day, Ben and Harry. This is Cosmo. I live in Powelltown. Just a question for Harry Mackay. How do you feel to see the boys get the win over West Coast? And are you playing next week? Die-hard Carlton supporter. Really want to see you out there. Cheers.
I'm glad he clarified your last name.
Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
It did help.
Harry, you meant.
Did help.
Thanks, Cosmo.
No, good on you,
Nah,
Cosmo.
good on you,
Well, I can answer the second one. We won't.
Yeah,
we won't
unlikely.
see him next week.
Unlikely.
Unfortunately.
Tape it up. Yeah, I think we've talked about it a few times. Like when you're not playing, it's never the greatest watching. It's always pretty tough. Even though we got the win and
Did you watch with anyone? Were you just at home?
no, just at home. Oh, Maddie was there, but yeah, just pretty chill. So
Do you reckon everyone at both of your clubs has KO? They have to, don't they?
You hope so.
Because then you can't watch on
I'm
Saturday.
assuming most people will have it. Okay, you can do a poll if you want.
That would be interesting. I would love to see it.
We get it back on tack. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. But yeah, then it leads it in nicely to this week against North. So a couple on the trot, which is good, and then
Couple
more
on the
of
trot. You haven't won the game yet.
no,
Yeah.
and we've won a couple on the trot.
Oh, right.
Um,
I was going to say.
So
Defending North.
Sticking up for my old
Yeah.
side there, yeah.
so yeah, looking forward to see how we go this weekend. Traditional slot,
1:20 Sunday. Saturday.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh,
sunny day.
great
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Red footy.
Jealous.
Yeah, very jealous.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Twinners.
Twinners.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a treat.
and losers.
Mandarins. I just love him. I'm mandarins at the moment.
Ben?
I'll take the New Rock. Yeah. My twinner this week, I don't want to sound like strange, but
I just spat a little. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's not good. Seat warmers in the car at the moment is a real game changer. I know not everyone would
Oh,
have
it must
them,
be nice.
Oh, gee,
It would
that
be
nice.
and I was waiting for that. I can't-
What do you expect?
They would be.
Well, what do you want me to say? I'm not going to...
No, you're allowed to.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
I
It's your-
preface it
it's your
with like it
twinner,
might sound a bit weird and obnoxious, but
Oh,
I do
no, no.
I do appreciate the seat warmer at the moment.
Yeah. How quick does it take for yours to heat
Oh,
up?
like 30
Ben will
seconds.
take, 5 seconds or something? You must, the nice ones.
You got no leg to stand on.
I know.
Yeah,
Literally.
Oh, the seat warmers. God, I'm looking forward to the day that I have a car that can do that.
Yeah, that's some bucket list type stuff. That.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know why I bother. I should have just said mandarins again.
Oh, there's nothing worse when you park your car outside and it's like this time of year and it's like frosted over and you get
True.
in and you're not warm for about
No,
8 minutes.
No, correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, must be really nice.
Yeah.
It is really nice.
My twin, I know we said we don't really want to go back to the TV kind of
No, this has
No,
to be...
but-
Just picking a show that we like.
just
this
picking a show,
week.
but
Yeah,
I was going to
yeah.
say Tom Hardy's role in Mobland,
I've heard that's awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
I started watching that the other day,
Yeah.
and yeah, very very good.
So that is your twinner?
yeah, Tom Hardy's role in it.
So you've gone
specifically.
against the rule that we just put in
But I
place.
didn't, it's just not a show, but he's
Just by
plays it very
acknowledging
well.
But
you don't want to do
Your
that.
twinner was someone's role in a show, and that was made pretty clear that that's not allowed.
I think that for me at the moment was a really good twinner.
I don't mind that it's
Don't
like
stand up
if
for it,
it
right.
was like an entree twinner and then you had like another.
If you got a proper one, yeah, then
I thought that was pretty good. Better than Steve Warmers.
it's not. It's relevant. Anyway, my loser. I would just say the Australians losing the final
Oh my
in the
god!
cricket. That
How
was
frustrating.
especially after the start. We started so well, and then
Started so hot.
yeah, let it slip a bit. So
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pitch must have just become a lot easier to bat on.
Is that what they
'Cause
reckon? Yeah.
Once Starkey started getting his eye, and I was like, oh gee, we might be in
yeah,
trouble.
you got to
here.
tip your hat to that South African who made that 100
Oh, yeah.
and set them up. So
Yeah, it was a terrific knock, wasn't it? That?
yeah, and then our struggles at the top of the order continue. So
Mm.
yeah, looking forward to what they're going to do about that this summer.
Yeah, and the Windy series before that. How good though? That can be my twinner. Just prime time cricket.
Yeah,
Cricket between 7 p.m. and
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best.
the
Although
the
it was
morning.
on behind a paywall, as we said last week, but
That's a shame.
Grinch.
I didn't actually have too many losers. Maybe just as we're talking about the appreciation for doing the easy things. Maybe once you've had a little surgery.
True. As a loser.
Yeah,
It's not
like
bad.
You
Yeah.
take it,
Oh, you take it for granted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
like putting your socks on or little things like that.
Yeah.
So
Good. Have you got another one?
putting your shorts on,
This is putting.
You don't do that normally, though, do you?
putting clothes on. That's my list.
Did you have a feed in the hospital?
What was the first thing you ate when you woke up?
It's an icy pole, I think. They go
Same.
straight away.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, I
love
was
an
in
ice-
heaven, man.
yeah.
I was literally felt like I was on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Just
Like-
having an icy pole.
Lemonade flavored? Like
Oh,
one
yeah,
of those?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like some sandwiches, I think. Like, those little sandwiches.
Because that can be my loser. I hate little sandwiches.
Right.
I just can't do it. And they actually offered me little sandwiches when I was at the hospital. I was just like, do you have anything else?
Yeah.
I don't.
What don't you like about it?
Well, I don't like cheese. First of all, that's the main culprit.
That wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
But then they were like, yeah, actually, I think we got some lasagna. And then they came back and I had this unreal lasagna.
You had a-
Well,
you
thank
had a
God
sh-
I
You
asked.
had a chef made you a lasagna.
I think it might have been for the staff or something. They just had a spare slice.
Jeez,
like,
it's not bad.
bang.
That could be a hack. a
Yeah,
life hack.
that's a good hack. Ask the hospital if they've got anything else. Oh, nice.
Brilliant.
A couple of questions.
Oh,
Couple questions?
sorry. I thought no, Ben has said he's loser. And
Yeah.
you've done your car seats as well. Yeah,
So yeah, you said,
great.
I don't know why I bother.
We'll start with Deb.
Hi guys, it's Deb from Parkdale. I've noticed a lot of players have hair-free armpits. Do you wax or shave? Hope you're both back from injury soon, especially you, Harry. Go Blues.
Good on you,
Thanks,
Deb.
Deb.
That
That's-
is
You
great.
wax or
It's
shave
unique.
your armpits.
I've seen, like in my Instagram feed, players getting laser.
I get
like
laser.
for,
yeah.
for like my local laser place. It must have just been like an ad on my Instagram.
I get laser. Yeah.
Oh, you actually get laser,
Well, I have in the past. Yeah.
and that is for like strapping.
Yeah. Exactly.
And all
yeah.
that kind of
yeah.
thing.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
Where have you had laser?
Just my legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the armpits. Yeah. Or
well,
anywhere
I
else.
didn't. I'm not. Maybe I'm not.
It's quite common.
observant, but
Laser is a bit more common these days than what it was
Oh.
5 years ago. Yeah.
For sure.
I'm not.
I've
up
never
to date on the.
I've
the
never
armpit.
waxed my armpits.
Yeah. I
Armpit
didn't
doesn't make a lot of sense.
Realize
to me.
that was a trend.
It like
The only
fit-
thing
shoulder
maybe if you
strapping?
had shoulders, but but
True,
sometimes
but-
I wouldn't even get it.
No,
But geez, you'd only need a few hairs to just get under the tape
Yeah,
every
oh, yeah.
time for that. That'd do your head in.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
There's
Well,
no
I've never waxed or shaved it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, me either. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Maybe
where
you
that
can try
trend's
it for
come
us.
from.
Maybe Harry can try it for us, and or we can do it in here. Maybe.
Yeah, life hack.
There's a lot.
Anyway, thanks. Deb.
aerodynamic.
Good question.
Yeah, nice. And finally from Zane.
G'day, fellas. Zane here from Kilsyth South. My question's for all three of you. What's the weirdest nickname at the club? And what's the origin of that nickname? And Rollo, for you, who at Triple M has the same thing? Cheers, boys.
Thanks, Zano. Good question.
Is that it?
I think ours has to be Andy McGrath gets Pidge or Pigeon from Glenn McGrath.
Glenn McGrath.
I feel like that has to be number one.
I don't know why Glenn got it though. I don't know the origin of his.
That's a good question.
I'm sure it's researchable. Unfortunately,
Heath
I
may
don't-
know out there. But
if Heath finds out, we might get him to.
doesn't he?
Buzz in
Doesn't he
area.
love pigeons? Or something?
Does Glenn McGrath
No, I
love
think he
pigeons?
has
Is that why?
I think something like that. Yeah. I could be wrong, but
Does Andy love pigeons?
he does now.
Unconfirmed.
He loves,
amazing.
he loves cricket and pigeons.
Well, he wouldn't have grown up because he's Canadian. He probably wouldn't have even
that's-
seen Glenn
That's
McGrath.
such a good point.
He would have been like, "Who's
So being
pigeon?"
raised up. What is
Yeah.
pigeon?
What's everyone calling me?
People call me
Bitch?
pigeon. What does that mean?
What's the
Good
best?
point.
I think I mentioned it a few weeks ago, but Jeff, Matt Carroll gets called Jeff
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's fallen asleep when he first
Very
started.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
wake
then
up,
Vossi
Jeff.
had a Jeff top, didn't he? When he
Yeah, he did. Vossi did that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we also call Angus Clark Milky because he's got a mustache that's like a whitey colour. Looks like he's just had a sip of milk
That's good.
left on his lips. So
That's a really good one.
yeah, Milky Angus Clark.
I also want to ask about Angus Clark. What's with his Instagram
Oh
followers?
my god, I'm
Is
so
that-
glad you brought this up.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
great. So Harry, probably I just saw this like a few hours ago. He suddenly has like 60,000 plus
He
Instagram
didn't buy
followers.
followers, did he?
No, it didn't. It was so in our group, our players group this morning. So, Jai Caldwell, I think, sent it in, and he was like, "Mate, you've gone from like 8,000 to 65,000. Like, you bought followers." He's like, "Nah, I haven't." And we all thought that was true, but I was messaging our media department staff member before, and she said it's just been hacked. Like the AFL are looking into it, like Instagram are looking into it.
They're looking into it.
Yeah, apparently they were like they've never seen that happen before. So they reckon maybe someone's bought followers on his behalf
For him.
but he doesn't know about it. So I could go and buy followers for you, just get your handle and maybe buy them.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Can you?
Can you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so funny though.
Like, he probably isn't getting engagement that reflects 60,000 plus
Correct.
followers. Like,
And we all thought it was legit, like he's just gone and got caught out.
yeah.
But he's actually been.
It's a big call behind 60,000.
What do you mean? I've debuted.
I woke up and I've got 60,000 more.
Essendon's a pretty big club, bro.
Because if you're going to do it, you do like, I'm assuming you do like maybe
Yeah,
1,000
yeah.
or two, or you wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
60's a fair
60's a jump.
It
It's a
was,
big
it was
jump.
He was copping it in the group chat this morning. I actually felt bad for him because I didn't realise it was not his fault.
It's actually
was
AFL's
getting
issue to
handed.
please explain.
Watch this space.
Oh, that's
I'll fill
great.
you in next week about what happened.
Oh, Ethan sent me. Here we go. So Glenn McGrath was nicknamed Pigeon because of his legs. I can't. I assume. Oh, they were thin. All right, so he's just a thin. He looks like a bird.
Fair enough.
Andy doesn't have that
That's pretty
same.
stiff on Andy.
Yeah. Best nickname at Triple M. Ethan actually did it. One of my favourites was when Tom Brown used to work here, the former AFL journalist Tom Brown. We once introduced Tom to Ethan. Well, I thought I was introducing him. And I was like, Tom, you've met Heath before. And he's like, yes, I've met Heath. I've met Heath a couple of times.
Yeah.
Heath and I went,
That's
and he
why you do
kept
that.
saying Heath.
Because
And I
you do
was
call
like-
him Heater, don't you?
I call him Heater now. And so that's kind of just a me and him one. Ethan's got about a dozen nicknames that I could go
I
through.
love that. Yeah.
And the other one is George Porter, who has a big head. So people call him Pumpkin. And then Billy Brownless forgot it was Pumpkin. He's like, where's bloody Onion? And now Onion. You'll hear Onion referred to on the rush hour many times.
Nice.
Love that. Very
Nice. Good.
I like that
Strong
episode.
finish. Went bang.
Bang, bang. Reminder, we're on socials, Grincho, at Ben and Harry Podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
Get in contact. You just checked out.
Check the watch.
We got somewhere to be, do
No, simply had a stretch.
Yeah, that's right.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Done.
Leave us a review. Hopefully you two will be fighting fit. I mean, you're not going to play next week, but
No.
no.
Unless a miracle happens.
Unless a miracle happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get 2 wins.
2 wins.
Correct. Well done.
Well, at least the boys win.
Bang.
Yeah.
See you, boys.